Hello everyone, welcome back to Killer Film Reviews. Today I will be reviewing Ahsoka. What I liked about Ahsoka was just its good pacing, I suppose, through the second half. I felt like the first half of it was kind of slow. The second half really picked up the pace. I feel like the series just kind of divides some Star Wars fans just because of how different it is. You have some return to normalcy with the George Lucas Star Wars, but I wouldn't say that it's 100% return to normal Star Wars. I think it's kind of halfway in between what we're familiar with Star Wars. My apologies if I'm a little rough. I've just been fighting a cold all this week pretty much, and I'm still trying to keep videos going. Obviously not the long 20-minute videos that I would usually do, but I think my main thing that really got me going was just episode 6. The amazing events that take place in that episode. I think when it comes just to the series overall, my biggest thing that I liked was just kind of like the character designs. I thought the character designs were well done for all the different troopers and stuff. Morgan Elsbeth also has some interesting roles in this series. There are some notable names that are in this TV series. Dave Filoni is the writer, created by Dave Filoni. Rosario Dawson is Ahsoka. Natasha Leah Bordizio, I believe, is Morgan Elsbeth. Ray Stevenson's also in this, and a few other good, talented actors and actresses. I do believe we will likely be getting a season 2 of this at some point in 2023 or 2024. Not 2023, I mean 2024, 2025 maybe. Really depends on if they want to jump straight to the movie route like they're thinking of or not. Honestly, that's really up to them at the end of the day. I mean, there was that writer's strike that took place for most of this year, so it might be a while. It might be closer to 2025 before we get another season of this, but that's not to say that Mandalorian Season 4 won't continue this plot in some way. I don't imagine that they're going to keep Ahsoka and being stuck on that planet forever, as that would just detract from the plot. Season 2 will probably just explore more of what that mysterious power was that Baylan Skoll was seeking out. Fortunately, now they're in kind of a weird situation where they might have to recast the character. I don't think that they're going to obviously do the AI thing, not the AI thing, they had the process for which you show a deceased actor back on screen, whatever the hell it's called. They have a terminology for it, I'm just forgetting it. But if they go what the hell is his name? This is gonna bug me until I can figure out the name. Carrie Fisher, right? They brought her back in what was it? Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, they did that kind of dealio. They'll probably try to do that again. Well, maybe not, but I think that way is really costly. So I think they'll just stick to recasting the character. That's just what I'm thinking, what they're going to do for now. It's going to be a whole, maybe a year to 2 years before we see anything, of course. The background gameplay is just some World of Warships Halloween mode. It's nothing too significant. Honestly, I feel like it kind of suits that feeling of Dathomir just a little bit. A lot of this series, this plot kind of revolves around kind of Dathomir a little bit, toward the latter half, without giving too much away. There's definitely some references to it anyway. most part, they're just trying to go on like one of them fetch quests almost. Kind of like not as bad as Rise of Skywalker fetch quests, but it's kind of like a fetch quest, kind of a plot for some of it, you know. That's just a heads up. Doesn't take away anything from the plot or the talented actresses and actors in this series. Do I feel that the series was appropriate in length, that it was long enough? Yeah. Definitely went on for a good 8 episodes, which is kind of going against the norm for Star Wars series, I guess. I think most of them operated. Well, yeah, there was Book of Boba Fett. I believe that went for 8 episodes as well. I think 6 episodes is what a lot of us are just used to, just due to how the series has really progressed over time. I don't really think that the character, like the answer of what happened between the in-between period of how they got here and what have they been doing since, really wasn't really answered in the series. Obviously, that specific line will make more sense if you watch the entire series. A lot of surprises in the series, I must say, that really got me going. Appearance of some legacy characters, for instance, without giving away too much. I'm going to try to do my best to limit spoilers in my film reviews, as I know that can be hard for some people, you know. Honestly, what matters to me is that you guys get the information and you know what you're walking into for the most part. What do I rate this out of 10? It's kind of like an 8 for me. It just didn't really get to that 9 level for me just because of the slow plot at the first start of it, you know. Really just needed more of an oomph at the first couple of episodes. Just felt it moved a little too slow in the beginning. Honestly, what it needed was more of a kick, to say the least. These things are annoying when they get to disappear like that. I'm sorry. This is a very hard operation to do. It's not easy. This is the production of Ahsoka, no doubt, was not easy. It took a lot of time. No doubt it took them countless hours just to perfect all the CG of all the little characters and all that. There's always like some new language that's developed for a lot of the new aliens that they introduce, or I guess new Star Wars species, I should say, that they introduce. Not aliens, it's not the right term, honestly. Kind of an outdated term at this point anyway. Species makes more sense. Personally, I identify with Thrawn, with wanting to think more and being more about my thoughts, and and that kind of thing. There's that side to me. Honestly, it just makes sense, to just take your time to think about things before you do them, and that kind of a deal. Sometimes I'm good at that, sometimes I'm not. It just really takes time to really understand things and really get a good grasp of things. My honest opinion. I think one of the main takeaways I had from Ahsoka was just the fact that we kind of finally get to know what finally happened at the end of Rebels. You get to finally catch up with the characters, because it's been a long time since we got to catch up with the characters. All we really got to catch up with was probably Ahsoka, and that was it. Look at this behavior. They're all crowding around me. This is just silly. We're all going to end up going into the green stuff. Honestly, I don't really... I guess what I could say to be more critical is just the fact that we kind of had some hanging threads, I guess, at the end of the series, which I don't like it when TVs and movies do this, but I get why they do it. It's just to keep the plot kind of going for the next season and whatnot. got to keep the plot going somehow. That's kind of how they do it, is by giving you a cliffhanger or two. A couple of cliffhangers without giving away too much. So yeah, part of me was disappointed that there wasn't no Darth Maul in this, honestly. I'm not giving away too much by saying that. Honestly, I think that if Disney wants to do a season 2, I'm all for it, but they're going to have to just take time to really develop those characters a little bit more and maybe not make things so slow this time when they do the next series. I feel like you could have accomplished this whole series within 6 episodes. Just maybe making them slightly longer. You would have had it, like 6 one-hour episodes would have probably been a little better in my opinion, instead of like the 30-minute ones we got, 35 to 40-minute ones we got. I guess they were just kind of trying to break it up for brevity or whatever. That's all I can really think of. It's just funny how we all keep colliding in this, but my biggest thing that I would say is just the lack of just plot development in the first 2 episodes kind of was what dragged down the whole series for me a little bit. I felt they could have went a little bit faster with the first couple of episodes, but I get it, they want to slowly ramp up to the action. That's just kind of my main thing with it, is they just took their time with getting to the actual plot in this a bit. Could have gotten a lot done if they went with 6 one-hour episodes instead. I guess they kind of split it off in 8 to kind of focus on specific plot points is my take on it. It makes sense when you focus on specific plot points for this and that. Honestly, the biggest plot development I think of this whole series was just kind of seeing the characters kind of change and evolve a little bit compared to how they used to be. That's kind of one of the big developments besides the obvious ones that you'll learn if you watch the series. Honestly, there's just so much good animation in this at times that you really can notice it. Live action series, there are some animated scenes in it. Pay attention, some CGI effects that are very well done. They really took their time and developed the effects really well done. I think a lot of Star Wars fans, whether they be newer or older, will enjoy the series just for its little bites of nostalgia and all that. Again, without giving away too much. I'm trying not to spoil this here, for all you. I think the biggest, thing that I really liked about it was the fact that they took time to actually say, hey, this is where we're at with Ahsoka and Sabine. And honestly, Shin Hanti really could have used more character development. I felt like that character didn't receive enough character development in the series. I guess we'll focus more on Shin Hati in the next season of the whole series. And honestly, if certain characters are gone or whatever, I feel like they'll find a way to come back one way or the other. I don't believe characters are truly going to be gone. If they are gone in the series, you'll have to watch to find out. Obviously, those that watch the entire series will get a lot of the references I'm making here, and that's the point. But I hope that you take time to watch the series. I do know that Disney Plus did increase price. I'm not a big fan of it myself, but guess they have to make money with all the losses that Disney's incurred this year. But yeah, it's a good series. 8 out of 10 for me. No real gripes with it. You know, it's meant to be watched in order, of course. And obviously watch Star Wars Rebels first before watching this. Otherwise, you're not going to know what's going on. That and Mandalorian Season 2 would be important too, I would say. But yeah, Book of Boba Fett too. Make sure you're caught up on your Star Wars series before watching this. They don't make more sense. They're meant to go together like puzzle pieces. Until next time, thank you for watching Killer Film Reviews, and I'll see you in the next one.